So, a fire mist and a planet, a crystal and a cell, a jellyfish and a saurian, and caves where the cavemen dwell. Then a sense of law and beauty, and a face turned from the clod. Some call it evolution, and others call it God. A haze on the far horizon, the infinite, tender sky. The ripe, rich tint of the cornfields, and the wild geese sailing high. And all over upland and lowland, the charm of the goldenrod. Some of us call it autumn, and others call it God. Like tides on a crescent sea bench, when the moon is new and thin, into our hearts high yearnings come welling and surging in. Come from the mystic ocean, whose rim no foot has trod. Some of us call it longing, and others call it God. A picket frozen on duty, a mother starved for her brood, Socrates drinking the hemlock, and Jesus on the rood, and millions who, humble and nameless, the straight, hard pathway trod. Some call it consecration, and others call it God. So I invite you this morning into a few minutes of meditation and suggest that you give some thought to what it is that we call God. Is it something specific? Is it something uplifting? Is it something scary? Or is it simply everything that is? And so, as we take a few moments, let us simply relax, retreat into our souls, and think about what is it that for us is God. invite you to bring your consciousness back into this room, to move your fingers and toes and to settle back. The service will start in about 20 minutes. Thank you for your presence.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. You gotta let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take. Bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when, or where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing.
wonderful to have you all here with me. They're having a little bit of, excuse me while I see what's happening. Just a little technical difficulty right now in the moment, but anyway, I was just saying thank you all so very much for joining us. It is, I can feel you out there, I can feel you here, and it's wonderful to be in community. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Dusty Ripplemeyer, and I have the honor and privilege of being this community's spiritual director. My pronouns are she and her. And the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that honors all paths and promotes global transformation through personal transformation. We are a spiritual community that can support you as you strive to really create a personal relationship with the divine, a space and place for inspiration, insight, and revelation, as well as loving support to grow into your highest and best self. This is a spiritual community where you are respected and accepted just as you are. No matter where you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. We're part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living, and there are about 450 spiritual communities, special focus groups, and teaching chapters in 30 countries worldwide. Centers for Spiritual Living is a practical and positive faith philosophy and way of life whose global vision is a world that works for all. So we're very glad that you have joined us this morning. I have a couple of announcements. The first announcement is really directed to two specific groups of people. Now, one group is all of the amazing people that used to attend our services but have not been coming for a while. While I absolutely believe that we are where we should be at any given time, you have been missed. I realize that we're always connected in ways that can never be broken. However, we have missed your presence, your consciousness, your laughter, your hugs, and your love. Because of that, we're hosting a very special service, a homecoming service, if you will, in your honor. It will be filled with message, music, ritual, and prayer. There will be warmth and laughter and love. It will be an opportunity to see people that you may not have seen for a very long time. We invite you to experience your community again. The homecoming service will be held on Sunday, March 9th. There will be a meditation at 9:45 as always, with the service unfolding at 10:15. We will be hosting what we're calling a community mixer with finger foods and desserts afterwards, which will give us even more time to be able to connect with each other. I hope that you can stay for that as well. Please consider joining us for our homecoming service on Sunday, March 9th. Now, the second specific group of people that this announcement is directed to are all of our current members and regular attendees. This service is a great idea that actually came from the community itself. As with most really good ideas, it takes a community to bring it together in a really wonderful way. Because of that, we need everyone to open their hearts and their hands and be willing to step up and assist in a number of different ways. We sent out an email invitation to all of our current members and regular attendees with a link for a site that is called the Meal Train. This will allow everyone to sign up to bring food and or volunteer to assist. We are really hoping for a big crowd, so it's really important that everyone contributes and signs up as soon as possible so that we can host a delicious lunch and have plenty of assistance. I thank you all so very much ahead of time for your willingness to participate and to assist in making this a very magnificent event. The second announcement is to let everyone know that the Sunday after our homecoming service, Sunday, March 16th, will be online only. 4 Points by Sheridan has a big event that is happening here that weekend, and our room will not be available. So please mark your calendars for our homecoming Sunday on Sunday, March 9th, and make note that our service on Sunday, March 16th will be online only. March 9th for the homecoming, March 16th for online only. I would like to thank Reverend Betty Harris for her beautiful meditation that expanded the container that our service will unfold within. So thank you very much, Betty. And I would now love to invite Sean Shockey up for our announcements. Woo! Good morning. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you.
Each week, the evening will be facilitated by a host of ministers, practitioners, and others who will share an insightful, revealing, and perhaps provocative reading or story, and then facilitate a meditation. Following the meditation, we will all have an opportunity to share ideas with each other around the reading or story and whatever come up for us during or whatever came up for us during the meditation. The service will once again be held on Zoom 7 until 8:15. Okay. On Sunday, February 23rd, we will be having a Zoom meeting following the service. If you are in the sanctuary for the service, you are invited to simply stay. And if you are not in the Zoom meeting, and if you are not in the Zoom, I'm sorry, y'all. And if you're not in the room, I just keep seeing a Z there. If you are not in the room during the service, you are invited to move from StreamYard to Zoom for the meeting. Or you can, of course, join us for the meeting only if that works best for you. Okay. The meeting will begin at 9:40ish and will run for approximately 30 minutes. We will be facilitating an update on the TCSL finances and allowing for gratitude, ideas, questions, and concerns. The link will be the same link we use for Wednesday services, which will be in the Wednesday newsletter and on our website. It is also right here on the screen. There we go. Okay. 11:40. I thought 9:40 was actually kind of early. Were we going to do it? Yes. Right. I thought that. Okay. Okay. Please, please remember to mark your calendars for our homecoming services on Sunday, March 9th. And make note that our service on Sunday, March 16th will be on time or online only. Yeah. I'm struggling, you guys. Please welcome Reverend Betty to the podium.
Those were short announcements. I wasn't ready. Okay. The theme for this year in 2025 is Rising Higher, Growing Deeper. Our theme for the month of February is Radical Interconnection. And Reverend Jesse's message is You Are Enough, the Art of Happiness. That sounds good. I'm now going to read this community's purpose statement. This is our reason for being here. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God, the love intelligence that governs the universe. We are committed to not merely a theoretical understanding of our oneness and unity with God, but to consciously practice this truth in our everyday lives. Through celebration, service, study, and fellowship, we are committed to the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet with the energy of unconditional love. Simply, we are here for God. And I invite you now to close your eyes, to turn within, and to open your heart and mind and allow the sounds of the crystal bowls to wash over you.
I invite you now to start bringing your attention back into the room. And when you're comfortable, open your eyes. And I'd like to invite Ava and Betty to come up and assist me this morning with the blessing of all faiths. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors the diversity and threads of truth that run through all spiritual paths as represented by this ceremony. Christianity is the path of Christ consciousness, love, and forgiveness. Buddhism is the path of compassion and understanding. Judaism is the ethical path of living by sacred law. Baha'i is the path of unity and peace. Islam is the path of submission to the will of God, the highest calling. Confucianism is the path of deliberate tradition. Taoism is the natural way, the path of ultimate reality. Native American practice and shamanic traditions are the paths of primal spirituality. Shintoism is the path of tribal ancestry. Hinduism is the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. Science of mind and spirit is the path of the divine principle of love and law. And the heart represents the one heart, the one love that resides at the center of all people and all beings everywhere with no exceptions. May peace prevail on earth through the followers of all paths. And so it is. Thank you, Ava and Betty. And now I invite you to close your outer eyes as I speak a blessing on our service this morning. And I recognize the presence of the infinite spirit I choose to call God in this moment, that is here in me, as me, through me, and that is in each and every one of you as well. This spirit of love pervades all that we are and all that we do. And so I'm grateful for this opportunity to join together with everyone here at the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. I speak a blessing on our beloved Reverend Dusty as she brings forward a word of truth and love and peace. She allows herself to be the conduit of the voice of spirit. I speak a blessing on all the volunteers who helped make this service possible this morning. I speak a blessing on Cindy Johnson as she brings her wonderful talent of music and song to inspire us. And I speak a blessing on all the congregants, everyone out there watching and listening, for I know that the truth of the love of God is reaching you and that you're hearing exactly what it is that you're here to glean from this service today. And I'm so grateful that this is the truth. And I release this word of love into the law, and so it is. And the reading today is from Ernest Holmes. He says, God has imparted our life to us, placing no limitation or condition that would restrict us other than this. Our life must be lived constructively in unity and love and sympathy with everyone around us if we expect to live it to the fullest. I believe every person is born to be creative and to live to the fullest and to be happy and glad and prosperous and whole. Amen. Now, our wonderful, beautiful, talented Cindy Johnson.
Who am I? I'm a wonder-filled miracle. Oh, who am I? I'm a being wrapped in light. Who am I? I'm a spark of the Creator. Who am I? A living fullness of life, sweet as a rose. I am so beautiful. I am a ray of sunshine, bringing joy and life, 'cause I am divine. Who am I? I'm a child of the universe. Oh, who am I? So perfect and alive. Who am I? I'm discovering my purpose. Who am I? I am learning how to fly. Gentle and strong I am. Choosing love and harmony I am. Conquering my fears and creating my own life, because I am divine. My nature is inherited from God within, And because I am God's spark, I have qualities in me. Oh, faith and gratitude, perfect health, abundance, joy, and love. Who am I? I am whole and I am worthy. Every day I create my own reality. Who am I? I'm a spark of the Creator. I will trust my inner wisdom now. I am divine. I am divine. Thank you.
Beautiful, Cindy. Thank you so very much. Welcome to those of you who may have just arrived in the sanctuary or who have just turned on your television sets at home. The theme for the month of February is radical interconnection. And my message is entitled, You Are Enough, the Art of Happiness. And before, earlier while we were preparing, Cindy asked me, so are you going to be talking about happiness or are you going to be talking about you are enough? And I said, yes. Yes. And she said she would just let Spirit choose, and Spirit and Cindy together chose absolutely perfect song, as you will soon see. But in that title, You Are Enough, the Art of Happiness, there's a lot going on, right? There is a lot going on. So it's a really valid question. What are you talking about? Happiness, or are you talking about you are enough? Both. I'm going to talk about it all of it. So the idiom, the art of, basically means the skill of, or to be very adept or proficient at something. And in this case, it's happiness, right? A definition of happiness is a state of well-being, a pleasurable or satisfying experience. It's often described as a complex or multifaceted emotion that encompasses a range of positive feelings from contentment to extreme joy or bliss. Now, the pursuit of happiness has been a central theme for psychology and for philosophy for centuries. While there is no single universally accepted definition of happiness, it is generally understood to be a state of mind characterized by positive emotions, a sense of purpose, and a feeling of fulfillment. Fundamentally, each of us as human beings on the planet want to be happy. I mean, I think everybody could agree with that. Fundamentally, we want to be happy. We want to lead meaningful lives, and we want to have a sense of purpose, to feel a sense of purpose. We all strive for happiness, whether we do that consciously or unconsciously. The challenge is, however, that the part of the human condition is to look for it externally, to look for it outside of ourselves, in the things and in the relationships and in the circumstances of our lives. We buy into the race consciousness idea that any number of external things will provide for us the happiness and the meaning we are looking for in our lives. So we pursue money or luxury or fame or power or sex because we think that will make us happy. Many of us spend our lives really wanting things. Now, whether that's a job or a relationship or a house or a car or any number of material things, we think that when we have those things, that we will be happy, right? So, how many people, and you don't have to raise your hands, but how many people have ever heard themselves say, I will be happy when? I will be happy when I lose that 20 COVID pounds. When I leave this relationship that is no longer serving me, when I get a new job, when the economy gets better, when I'm able to buy the house of my dreams, when I win the lotto, or when my partner treats me better. And these are just some examples of the myriad of things that we think could bring us happiness and that we're waiting for. Dr. Seuss, in his book, All the Places You'll Go, calls this the waiting place. And it's a place for people who are just waiting. Waiting and waiting and waiting. And he says that it is the most useless place that there ever was. The problem is that all of these things that are external to ourselves, while they fill a really superficial need or desire that we might have, they are not, nor can they ever really fulfill our deeper desire for peace, or for wisdom, or for freedom, or for love. It's these underlying conditions that we really wish to experience. Using the external thing as a intermediary is indirect and it's inefficient, and it really is uncertain. So what happens if we never get that thing? What happens if we never get the thing that we're looking for outside of ourselves, like the car or the relationship or the job? What if we never get that? Does that then mean that we will never experience that underlying desire that we really want? Will we never then experience love? Will we never then experience peace? Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh says, imagine that there are many doors leading to happiness. Opening any of those doors, happiness will come to you in many different ways. But if you're attached to one particular idea of happiness, it is as though you have closed all of the doors except for one. And because that particular door does not open, happiness cannot come to you, so don't close any doors. Open all the doors. Don't just commit yourself to one idea of happiness. Remove the idea of happiness that you have, and happiness may come right away. The underlying truth is that true happiness is not that fleeting emotion that we get from time to time. It is the knowledge of our wholeness. Cindy sang about it in her song. It is the knowledge. Who am I? I am whole. So it is, true happiness is really the knowledge of our wholeness. The idea that no matter where we are in time or place and what's happening around us, that we are always whole. All the parts of us, the parts that we like and the parts that we may not like so much, are all a part of that wholeness. Nothing exists outside of the divine. Nothing. Wholeness is a state of being perfectly well in body, mind, soul, and spirit. The quality or state of being without restriction or without exception or without qualification, containing all components, complete, not divided or disjointed, not wounded or injured or broken or impaired. Perfectly well in mind, body, soul, and spirit. Wholeness is the concept that we contain all potential. Potential for any action, for any thought, or for any emotion. And while we might not express the potentials in any particular manner, we know that they are within us. Wholeness is also our acceptance of this concept of wholeness. That we don't deny any aspects of ourselves, that we consciously acknowledge our wholeness, and we have a willingness within us to work with it. We acknowledge that wholeness means that the various parts of ourselves and our world are not autonomous. Instead, they are members of one large system, right? One large system. And the system includes everything that's seen and everything that is unseen. All of it is God, right? In wholeness, we are individuals, but we are also in relationship with all the other parts of that system. All the other parts, everything, with everything. Because of this interconnectedness, neither the individual person nor the individual parts of ourselves can be viewed or understood separately. The elements interact with each other on a one-to-one basis, but each interplay, all of those little interplays, ultimately reverberate through the entire system, affecting all other parts. So what is happening over here affects everything within that system. We are part of a synchronized, organic, interdependent whole, like the organs of the human body. You know, and you've probably all in your own lives have experienced, you know, something where something is a little off, whether it's a, you know, you get a temperature, you have an infection, and then it all of a sudden affects all other parts of your body because it's all interconnected. Now, the truest and simplest message that I can give today is that God is whole, perfect, and complete. And because we were created by God, out of God's substance, then we are whole, perfect, and complete. Can be no other way. Reverend Jim Palmer, a former associate minister at the megachurch Willow Creek in Chicago, says, "You are perfect, complete, and whole because you are as God made you." Could it be any other way? God's being is the source of your being, and it cannot be diminished, altered, or corrupted. That you with a capital Y, right? That you knows the truth, is safe and secure, never threatened, content, and at peace. That you, again with a capital Y, remembers that life is happiness and the carefree thrill of pure being. Do you get it? You already lack nothing. You have always been whole. Always. Now, granted, I said the truest and the simplest message. I did not say that it was the easiest to be grounded in. I did not say that it's the easiest to live our lives from. I did not say that it's the easiest to stay connected to when everything and every one of us is saying something different. And not just saying something different, but screaming something different. So how do we do this, right? How do we do this? How do we discover it? How do we awaken to it? How do we reconnect to it? And how do we express it? Ernest Holmes says we must seek to realize the spiritual universe, regardless of any condition which appears. I'm going to say that again. We must seek to realize the spiritual universe, regardless of any condition that appears. Again, simple, but not always so simple. We must know beyond a shadow of a doubt that behind all of the conditions, in back of all of the circumstances that we're going through in our lives, is the truth, is the presence of God. Like the sun behind the clouds, always there, always present. We just sometimes are blocked from seeing it. But it is always there. That anything unlike the perfection or the wholeness of God was created out of a belief in separation, created out of ignorance, created out of all of the thoughts and patterns that we might have at any given moment that are not based in the truth of who we are at our very core. If we were always coming from there, it would be different. The bottom line is that what keeps us from knowing and embodying the sense of wholeness is a belief that we are, here comes Cindy, not enough. It's a belief that we are not enough and that there is not enough in the world. That gets in the way of our realizing our wholeness. Ernest Holmes writes, back of unhappiness is the thought that there is not good enough, love enough, peace enough, health enough, nor understanding enough to go around. So as a result, some of us lack or are short of the good things of life. That brings me to, right, the other part of my talk title, which is You Are Enough. You are enough. As I was preparing for the message today, I came across this word, atelophobia. Atelophobia. The fear of imperfection, or the fear of not being good enough. Now, I don't know about all y'all, but I'd never heard that word before. I had never heard that word before. But by whatever we call it, the underlying truth is that most of us on the planet have experienced this feeling. That we've had this belief about ourselves at some point in time in our lives. I'm not enough, whatever, fill in the blank, right? It impacts different areas of our lives and shows up differently for different people. But most of us have felt it at some time or another. The question that comes up for me is why? Why do we feel like we are not good enough? What has happened in our lives that allows us to think that this is in any way justifiable, especially for those of us who know who we really are? So why, right? So why? Now, the bottom line is that the belief comes from only two sources. The first is from ourselves and from our own thoughts, and the second is from other people, whether an individual that's told you that or that you're gathering it from the collective, from society itself. So think about it. If we are telling ourselves that we're not good enough, the thing to remember is that we have dominion over our thoughts. We have dominion over our thoughts. We know who we truly are. So if we're sitting here and we're telling ourselves that we are not enough, we're making it up because it's not the truth. So we're making it up. And if you're going to be making up something, why don't you make up something that you like? Why don't you make up something that makes you feel good? Why tell yourself that you're not enough? You are a divine, unique emanation of the divine. You are enough. Underlying that idea is that our mind is really designed to keep us safe. And it does that by responding to our fear or our feelings of uncertainty. So it could be that it is telling us that we are not enough so that we don't have to change, so that we don't have to risk or do anything that feels scary or uncertain. If we tell ourselves that we're not enough, then we will simply stay stuck and not try anything new. We won't go out on the skinny branches. We won't think outside of the box. We'll just stay where we are, where it's comfortable. So in some way, shape, or form, our mind is telling us that so that we can stay safe, or so we think. By doing so, we think we're staying safe, but what is actually really happening is that we're living life small. We're staying small. We're not risking anything. If we thought we were enough, we wouldn't be afraid to risk out. What would you do? There's a commercial one time that said, what would you do if you knew you could win? What would you do if you knew you would be the best at it, or whatever, right? But when you start with, I'm not enough, not very much room in that. Now, if we let other people tell us that we're not good enough and we believe them, then the invitation is to take a look at that. If we were to really think about this, perhaps we would find it interesting that the people who say that we are not good enough are the same people that are feeling the same thing about themselves. And that they themselves are being held back because of fear and uncertainty, and they want somebody to hang out with. The bottom line is that our worth is defined by how we feel about ourselves, not how other people feel about us. We should not let anyone define who we are at any given moment. We are the only ones who can say who we are. And when we say that, we need to be coming from the place that remembers who we are, not from old stories or old things that we heard from other people, right? The bottom line is that we are worthy because we were born worthy. It's our birthright. It doesn't matter what our background is or where we've come from or what we've done in the past or whatever mistakes we have made. We are and always have been and always will be worthy. We are and always have been and always will be enough. Now, this doesn't mean that we don't want to be the best version of who we came here to be. We still can grow and evolve and transform and shift and do all those things. It doesn't mean that there isn't room for that. It simply means that even on the days when we feel like we're not the best version of ourselves, or on the days when we get it all completely wrong and everything feels like it's falling apart, we know that we are doing the very best we can in that moment. And we know that we are a unique and individualized expression of the divine, and that we are worthy, that we are enough, no matter what's happening around us. We know that. Take a moment to ask yourself, what do I believe makes me enough? What do I believe makes me enough? Now, my guess is that each and every person here would put something different on that list, and that the list could be quite lengthy. But the simple truth is that if you answered that question in any other way other than I am enough simply because I'm me, or I am enough simply because I am, then you're looking outside of yourself and will never find the place where you can truly say, I am enough. Somewhere along our journey, the self-love and the self-worth we arrived on the planet with has been replaced by this idea that we will be good enough if we own the right things, or we have the right job, or we are in the perfect relationship with our perfect partner. Somewhere along our journey, we began to chase the external rather than embracing the internal. So how can we return to believing that we are at our core enough? How can we learn to accept all of ourselves, the beautiful things, the messy things, and all of the things in between? The answer is to do the inner work, to truly know beyond a shadow of a doubt who and whose we are. Meditate, pray, contemplation, walking in nature, whatever it is that you do that can bring that awareness to you at any given moment, the truth of who you are, and to know that you were created in the image and likeness of God and therefore arrived on the planet already whole, perfect, and complete. The invitation is to know that there is no such thing as perfection on the human plane. And that spiritually, we already have everything we need within us to experience this worthiness, to experience this enoughness. There's nothing that we need to do, nothing that we need to be, and nothing that we need to have for that to be true. It is already true. It is already true. The invitation is to know that there is no goal to achieve, no status to attain, or any destination to arrive at that will convince us that we are enough. If we don't already believe it before we achieve the goal or attain the status or get to the destination, we will never believe it. The invitation is to know that other people's opinions, external comparisons, and our own negative self-talk may have brought us to the place where we question our worthiness, where we doubt our enoughness, but none of it is true. The truth is we are worthy. The truth is we are enough. Believing that is a journey. It takes time and it takes action. The path is not always a linear one, and once we get to the place where we know we are enough, it might take some continued work to stay there. In the words of a blogger named Clarissa, you are more than enough. You are precious, unique, and worth being adored, cherished, and treasured. You are smart enough, good enough, strong enough, worthy enough, needed enough, and beautiful enough for anything and everything this world has to offer you. As I think about today's message from the container of the monthly theme, Radical Interconnection, it is important to acknowledge and love all of the parts, all of our parts within us, the parts we like and the parts that we don't like. If we reject parts of ourselves, we are denying our wholeness. When we deny our wholeness, we can never truly be happy. Happiness begins with loving all of who we are and knowing, absolutely knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt that we are enough. And so it is. And so it is. I invite everyone to turn within for a moment of prayer. Taking a deep breath and allowing our intention and attention to go to the center of our being on that in-breath. To allow anything unlike the presence of God to go out on the out-breath. To become acutely aware of that presence within us. That love, that peace, that joy, that creativity, that freedom, that wisdom, that abundance. And to know that since we were created in the image and the likeness of God, that all of those qualities are already ours. We arrived on the planet with them. There's absolutely nothing that we need outside of ourselves. That we are worthy, that we arrived worthy, that we are enough, that we arrived enough. And that we can hold that truth and still strive for becoming our highest and best self externally, expressing that fully, openly, courageously. And to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that we are supported as we do so. This is who we've come here to be. This is how we show up for God. By recognizing who we are and allowing that to shine from the center of our being, touching everyone that we come into contact with. And to allow that presence to shine a light on their path, to be who they are in the world. We truly are enough. And that comes with this sense of joy, this sense of bliss, this sense of happiness. It's not the fleeting moments that we experience here and there. They are nice, they are beautiful, but there is something deeper, more consistent that is ours, that we can lean into. Our wholeness, our enoughness. I claim ease and grace for each of us around living our life from that space. From really being open to knowing the truth. To bringing it forward into the world in our own unique and really magnificent way. And to knowing that as we do so, we co-create a world that works for all. I'm so grateful to know this truth and to speak these words. So grateful for the power of prayer, knowing that these words are loosed into a law that only ever says yes. That my words are clothed in form, even as they are spoken. And so I speak them and I release them into that law, letting go and letting God be God. And I invite everyone to anchor this prayer for ourselves, for each other, for our community, and for the world, simply by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Amen. Thank you all so very much. It is now time for our conscious giving, and this is the time every week when we offer financial support to our communities so that we can continue to be a beacon of light and warmth and love in the Greater Triangle area. What I know about this offering is that it lifts this spiritual community, it prospers the one giving, and it adds to the energy of sufficiency on the planet. There are 3 ways that you can give. They're here on your screen or on your screens at home. Visit our website, trianglecsl.org, and there are a number of different places on the front page and other pages that have a give button. You can text the word give to 919-629-9148, or you can even mail a check to PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina 27519. And now I invite everyone to take your gift and place it against your heart with an affirmation for yourself or for someone else, and we'll do our conscious giving affirmation in a call and response. I live in an abundant universe that blesses and prospers my life. I give with gratitude, knowing that God is my source. And so it is. And so it is. And now please be generous as you welcome back the lovely and talented Cindy Johnson.
Thank you. I am a gift, no matter what age, no matter how I look. There's beauty in each stage. I am a gift, and I promise every day. When I look in the mirror, I'll say, I am a gift. I am a gift. I've loved really well, and every year I've lived is another tale to tell. I've made mistakes, have some regrets, but I promise I'll never forget. I am a gift. There may be times when I forget the truth about me. It seems time and youth are just marching on without me. It's when I might need you to find me, and ever so gently remind me that I am a gift, a precious child. I'm put here on this earth, but it's only for a while. So I make this vow, and I say it with love. I am perfect and whole and enough. I am a gift. I am a gift. I am a gift.
I loved that. Thank you, Cindy. Yeah. All right. If anyone would like prayer, please go to our website at trianglecsl.org. At the bottom of the page, click Prayer Request, then click the button and fill in the request form, and we will get that prayer and send it out to all the ministers and the practitioners. If anyone would like to dedicate a flower dedication to anyone for anything, please contact Heather Abbott at info@trianglecsl.org or Reverend Dusty at dustyripplemeyer@yahoo.com. Now, in the comfort of your home or here, please stand for our February affirmation. This is a call and response. Please repeat it with meaning. This month, as I explore the practices of interbeing and mindfulness, I become more adept at navigating life.
This month, as I explore the practices of interbeing and mindfulness, I become more adept at navigating life.
As I do so, I recognize all life is interconnected, and I am able to cultivate a profound sense of compassion and understanding.
As I do so, I recognize all life is interconnected and am able to cultivate a profound sense of compassion and understanding.
This month, as I explore the practices of mindfulness and insight, I free myself from restlessness and craving and realize that I already am and have enough.
This month, as I explore the practices of mindfulness and insight, I free myself from restlessness and craving and realize that I already am and have enough.
As I do so, I consciously choose to embrace my wholeness with wonder and love.
As I do so, I consciously choose to embrace my wholeness with wonder and love.
This month, as I explore the practices of mindfulness and letting go, I do the inner work to uncover hidden beliefs, biases, and stereotypes within me.
This month, as I explore the practices of mindfulness and letting go, I do the inner work to uncover hidden beliefs, biases, and stereotypes within me.
As I do so, I become acutely aware of the ways my life force ripples out into the world, and I choose to participate from a place of love.
As I do so, I become acutely aware of the ways my life force ripples out into the world, and I choose to participate from a place of love.
This month, as I explore the practices of mindfulness and oneness, I become acutely aware that I am connected to everyone and everything on the planet.
This month, as I explore the practices of mindfulness and oneness, I become acutely aware that I'm connected to everyone and everything on the planet.
As I do so, I commit to being awake, alive, and aware each moment of every day and to bring my highest and best to everything I do.
And as I do so, I commit to being awake, alive, and aware each moment of every day and to bring my highest and best to everything I do.
All is well, and so it is.
All is well, and so it is.
And I don't know if I can top that with a benediction, but let's go within one more time. I'm grateful for the time we've spent together, knowing that we recognize even more fully the beautiful gift that we are to ourselves, to each other, and to the planet. And we bring forward this gift, knowing that we are underwritten by the one spirit of love and light. And so we shine forth in every beautiful way. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you all so very much for all of the volunteers, for Reverend Betty and for Babs as a practitioner, for Cindy and her beautiful music today, for Heather and the AV, and for everyone in the room and everyone in your homes for participating in the service in such a wonderful and powerful way. Have a really amazing week. Remember, next week we are having the financial update. So please plan on joining us after the service. You can stay here in the room if you're in the room, or you can switch from being on StreamYard and go over to Zoom if you're at home. So please remember to join us for that. Have a magnificent week. I love you all. We'll see you soon.